Thank you, Marie-Hélène, to have distributed the words. I would just like to express warmest thanks again to our sponsors, general sponsors of the Cité de l'Architecture for many years, the Society Saint-Gobain, and the particular sponsor of this global award, the Greatex Society. Warmest thanks to you to have allowed us to manage with this global award this year again. And perhaps I didn't say at the beginning that we will have also the great chance, and we are very happy of that, to host a special exhibition conceived and realized by Tiantian upon the Tulo, upon this project that she's conducting in Fujian in China. And this exhibition will open to the public in the Cité de l'Architecture in 17th of November. So appointment to you and opportunities to come again to the Cité de l'Architecture. Thank you to all of you. Thank you also to the members of the jury. And I hope you appreciated the communication of our award winners. And I let the final word to Jana.
Thank you very much, Catherine Chevillot, and to the Cité de l'Architecture. You were a wonderful host, like so many years from now, also today. Behind me, you don't see them, but they are with me, are the members of my scientific jury, Global Award scientific jury, since many, many years, the most trustful and the most generous persons. I'd like to name them. Thank you for choosing this great choice for architecture is experimentation. 2023. We had 5 wonderful lectures, and you see the diversity of this award. It is not sticking to one subject, but it is opening from one subject to a fan of wide interpretations. Thank you, Denise Insedai of Mimar Sinan University in Istanbul. Thank you, Spela Hudnik, Ljubljana University. Marie-Hélène Contal, that you have listened to, the new rector of the École Spéciale d'Architecture in Paris, my new university, and Jacopo Galli, my colleague from U of Venice, my alma mater, my old university. These are the stable members of the scientific jury. Then we have honorary members every year. Christianes, philosopher in Paris. This year, for this selection, we had 2 Global Award laureates that we choose not by the year they were laureated, but by the affinity to the topic. Architecture is experimentation, and these were Ömer Selçuk Bas from Istanbul, laureate the year before, and Anupama Kundu from Berlin, and of course India, laureated also by a little bit of combination. The year before, the topic you remember was the territory, threat, or opportunity. Of course, every one of the winners defined the territory and the place and the character of sites, an opportunity and not a threat. But sometimes arise questions to be answered by our laureates. And of course, also a member of the jury, Catherine Chevillot, that welcomed us. Thank you again for having us, Catherine, and for organizing this technically difficult but very well managed meeting on Zoom. I might greet our new members of the community. Maybe you don't know yet. We have a new publisher, Architangle from Berlin. Christina Steingeber, founder and CEO, is with us today. We are very happy to have found this new publisher that from next year on, 2024, will publish not only your volume, architecture is experimentation, but also the next one, next theme will be architecture is education. You might wonder how I get to those themes. It is normally in the jury meeting the year before that we see coming up candidates that are most likely in the air of being the topic to be treated, and then we decide all together with my members of the jury, this might be the topic for next year. So be curious to know the 5 new laureates for next year. The ceremony will be held for this time in also a new global award dimension in Venice, hosted by the University, 19th of April 2024 at the opening of the Venetian Biennale. So you're all welcome. Your book will be presented, and the book on architecture is Education, a double series that we start with. Thank you, Christina Steingräber, for this confidence and for this curiosity. We are working together in this new direction. And I also greet Laurence Pernaut, Vice President of Communication from the Company of Saint-Gobain, which is one of the world leaders of sustainable materials and structures. And they will accompany us in the whole production and communication of the prize from now on. We are very, very glad and happy to have you in our back, on our side, and with us. So thank you for all this work done by my pro bono team that since many, many years is fighting for a new ethics for architecture and the city. And I just give you, again, thinking back, the definition of the Oxford language, volume of the word experimentation. The definition is the action or process of trying out new ideas, methods, or activities. And this is the question, the scientific question that I raise every year with giving this theme: should architecture not be experimentation? And if, and this need is more urgent than ever before, and when we can subscribe this today even more than a year ago when this theme was created, how can we redefine architects as lifelong explorers, please, as they were at my time of reference, the Bauhaus, the reformatory action towards an architecture for everyone, and not just for a single elite in some of our countries, not even in all of the countries of that planet. So how can the architect be militating, exploring new solutions, as we could see in all of the 5 presentations of this afternoon? I'm greeting our students that are looking and following this activity and this movement in Europe, in all the continents. We are connected with many of our 80 by now Global Award laureates. So you have been surely seen and will be seen by many, many of the young generation that we trust in and that we hope for. I shall make a very short resume from what you said, because we already have your interviews, we have the book that is being made, and you will discover it in very few months. But thank you, Mette Ramsgaard Thomsen from the CITA in Copenhagen, for what you said today. Understand the failures of materials to invent a new architecture that is continuously built, repaired, and changed. Dear students, dear PhD students, we have to think about this new architecture that will be changing every moment, changing every day, as Benedetta beautifully told us, by the climate, by the humidity, by the life itself that architecture is taking care of. So Mette, thank you for your presentation and for the beautiful photos. Your publication will, your chapter will be a pleasure, and even the Cité de l'Architecture, who will produce the expo for next year's award, is, I think, very pleased and happy to have those images. Ronald, my architect colleague, and Erik, philosopher friend. I could have been a philosopher also, but became an architect. The RAF practice tells us about vulnerability. And all landscape architects, all urban designers, all sociologists, also the philosophers, of course, they try to tell us, dear architects, think about the living element that you have to protect and to cover and to assure. What you said today, listen, dear students, the things you see are equally important as the things you don't see. Don't add too much, create a poetry of absence. How beautiful is that? Thank you, Ronald. Thank you, Erik. I believe that we will do many things together, even write together. And this is also the scope of this community. We build together, we teach together, we write together, we militate together. And this is really happening. Dear Tiantian, I'm honored to be able to call you that way. Normally, Chinese, they love to have their whole name. Dear Tiantian, the beauty of your approach is so parallel to my methodology and my theory that it is even surprising myself. And I think it's surprising you also. What you say is systemic solutions need to be tailor-made to the context. Please listen, dear students. It's not parachuting anymore. We need to make tailor-made solutions for a given context. And what you do, your method is exactly my radical method, and everyone who's following both of them might see how amazing the similarities are. You map culture and history, infrastructure and economy, environment and nature, together with agriculture, of course, where there is social life and health, and you try to put the whole energy from a negative to a positive. Thank you, Tiantian. This is a great approach, not only in projects. It's not about the quantity of projects. It's about the rightness and the effectiveness of your method. And I'm sure not only in China, this is a model process that we will all follow closely. And most of all, the young generation in your country and in many other countries that have to recall that, as you say, we need to tailor-made solutions for our contexts and to take them seriously. Very similar as a theory and as an ethics, Simon Teyssou. Building less today does not mean resignation. No, building less allows us to develop a different ethics of quality. This is a little bit, this different ethics of quality, what I very, very long time used to say when journalists asked me, what is it about your sustainable? And I said, you know, it's very simple. It means to age well. And listen to your 5 interventions. All of your smaller or larger interventions, they just age well because they're appropriate to their topic, to their problematics, and to the questions as Raf you rise. And these are huge questions, and they make us think about what does it mean to change an existing element to another. Is it worth it? Would it age well? Would it tell something to people? And Benedetta Tagliabue, who finally arrived between these group of Global Award laureates after many, many years on the long lists. Benedetta Tagliabue speaks about creative experimentation and I quote you, the Spanish pavilion was absolutely not to win. We did not think to win it, so we could be playful. Dear students, dear young architects, please do not think about winning. Think about giving something to humanity. Think about being playful, funny. Think to surprise us. And what my master Aldo Rossi said at every end of a correction in school or out of the school. So now you go, develop your project, have fun with it. Have fun with it. This is in the end what we try to do. So thank you for all these 5 beautiful talks. Next year, I give you an idea of 5 laureates, new colleagues of your community that will show us how this architecture education can be also joyful, surprising, having fun with the whole thing. The most beautiful profession that is on this planet we have chosen. So let us be honored to do this work. In this year's jury, next year's jury for architecture's education, I thank also my honorable Global Award laureates that have been with us yesterday. We know the winners, so be curious. And this was Mette Ramsgaard, who we heard today, and also to Tiantian. I give you the date to see in Venice, April 19th, 2024. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for your time. And dear students, go ahead being curious. Thank you very much.